We're going to do some monitoring progress questions that go with example 3, finding the maximum or minimum values. So we're doing numbers 7 and 8 in the monitoring progress. Tell whether the function has a minimum value or a maximum value and then find that value. So I already wrote the equations down here on my piece of paper. We're going to start with number 7. So the first thing I'm going to do in number 7 is identify the A, B, and C in the equation. First, I want to say if it has a minimum or a maximum value. Since I noticed that my A is positive, when my A is positive, that means that my parabola is going to point up, something like this. Look at where the vertex is on this parabola. The vertex is at the very bottom of this graph. Since it's at the bottom, that means that this graph is going to have a minimum value. Now we're going to find that minimum value, and that's going to represent the y of the vertex. First, let's find the x of the vertex by doing x equals opposite of b over 2a. Let's take our numbers, let's plug them in. So we're going to have the opposite of negative 8 over 2 times 8. This becomes positive 8 over 16, which equals 1/2. That's the x coordinate of the vertex. Now let's find the y coordinate of the vertex. I'm going to take 1/2 and I'm going to plug it into my equation for these x's. So we're going to have y equals 8 times 1/2 squared minus 8 times 1/2 plus 6. Don't forget to do the order of operations. We're going to square 1/2 first. So this becomes 8 times 1/4 minus 8 times 1/2 plus 6. 8 times 1/4 is 2, minus 8 times 1/2 is 4, and then plus 6. So 2 minus 4 is negative 2, plus 6 is 4. So that means that our minimum value is 4. The minimum equals 4. That's our final answer to this question. Let's do another one just like this. We're going to look at number 8. I already have the equation here from number 8 written down. We're going to start off the same way. So in this equation, let's identify our A is negative 1/4, our B is 3, and our C is 1. In this equation, our A is negative. When our A is negative, it's going to cause our parabola to point down, something like this. Look at where the vertex is on this parabola. It's at the very, very top of this graph. Because it's at the top, that means that this graph is going to have a maximum. Now let's find that maximum value, which is the y coordinate of the vertex. First, we're going to find the x of the vertex by doing opposite of b over 2a. So we're going to have the opposite of 3 over 2 times negative 1/4. This becomes negative 3 over negative 1/2. And here we can do keep, change, flip. So we're going to have negative 3 times, let's flip this, negative 2. So we have our value is positive 6. Let's take the 6 and let's plug it into our equation for both of these, and we can find the y of the vertex. Y equals negative 1/4 times 6 squared plus 3 times 6 plus 1. Order of operations, 6 squared is 36. 36 times negative 1/4 is negative 9. Plus 3 times 6 is 18. And then plus 1. So here, negative 9 plus 18, that's 9 plus 1, and I get 10. That means that our maximum value is 10. The maximum is 10.